this might be the exact reason why your glutes have not changed or why they're not growing. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to jump right into this video. If you can't tell already by the title, we're going to be talking all about glute activation, why it's so important, why I feel you really should and be including this before any of your glute days when you're focusing on your glutes, how much it's helped me, and why I feel like it is so important to make a whole entire video on it. So yeah, before we jump in, I just want to make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy this, and don't forget to follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and of course subscribe here if you're not already. Other than that, we're going to jump right into this. So today I'm going to show you guys some of my favorite glute activation exercises, and one thing I want to point out is I love to take my glute activation exercises really slow, because I feel like when I'm doing my reps slow is when I'm really able to focus in and get that mind to muscle, that mind pump. I'm thinking about my glutes, I'm squeezing my glutes, I'm making sure that I'm getting the best out of each rep. So just be patient, you guys, because this will take time and consistency, and maybe the first time that you do some glute activation exercises, you're not gonna feel like a major difference. You may feel like you still weren't able to get there, but it takes time to, really get that connection to where you feel like you have full control over which muscles you're using. So we focus so much on the physical aspect of working out, but being mindful and being in the right mental state when working out is just as, if not more important. So I'm gonna give you guys the Google definition of glute activation. It says glute activation refers to activating, also known as firing up, the gluteal muscles in an effort to strengthen them. Inactive glutes can mean that the muscles are weak and not relied on as much as they should be during physical movements. You might think that just because you're doing a workout that's supposed to be targeting your glutes, that your glutes are active, but a lot of the time your other muscles you don't even notice are just taking over. So that's why it's really important to be mindful when trying to target your glutes, especially if you feel like you have stubborn glutes or you're not making any progress. This might be the exact reason why your glutes have not changed or why they're not growing, is because you probably think that you're targeting them and you're not. So this should be, obviously this mindset that I'm talking about should be carried on not just with glute activation, but when you're actually doing your main lifts like squats and lunges, you should also most certainly be mindful in those lifts as well. But I promise you guys, if you guys start practicing and including these activations before you get into those lifts, I think that this will be maybe the key that you need to unlock your glutes. So when I hit a stump and I wasn't growing and I felt like my muscles were staying the same, that's when I dove in and tried to figure out, okay, what am I doing wrong? And started implementing glute activation and being mindful in my workouts. Work smarter, not harder. You need to go in there making sure you're feeling it, making sure you're adjusting when not. Don't just go through the motions of working out. So yeah, so with all that said, the best way to establish a mind-to-body connection is with activation exercises. So like I said, guys, you got to get into your head. It's not just about the physical movement. It's really about being intentional and focusing on those muscles. Even if you have perfect form, I'm saying this right now, even if you have perfect form, you can still not be connecting with your muscles and not using the muscle you want to use. So please, I'm trying to drill this into your guys' head that it's not just something I'm here saying, making another video on to make another video. I really truly believe that it's so important to think about your glutes, activate your glutes, and then do those compound heavy lifts. So now with that, we've got all that out of the way. You guys know what glute activation is. You guys know how important it is. Next time you go to do your glute workout, you are going to include these activations, or at least include whatever exercises that you find help you target your glutes.
So I'm starting off our exercises with the most simple exercise there is, which is just body weight squats. No bands, no weights. I know a lot of the time people say squats don't build your glutes. No, solely I don't think just doing squats is the best way to grow your glutes if that's your end goal. But bodyweight squats can be an amazing glute activation exercise. What I love to do simply for mine is just pause at the bottom for as long as I'd like, maybe 3-5 seconds. And then when I come up, squeezing my glutes as hard as possible and just doing it until I feel really good burn in my glutes. But like I said, take it slow, pause at the bottom, or you can pulse at the bottom. And then when you come up, squeeze your glutes as hard as possible. Next exercise we're doing, it may not be as familiar as the standard squat. It is called a side plank clam. You're going to be in a side plank position. That means that your core is going to have to be extremely tight. I feel this workout really helps get my gluteus medius fired up. So give this one a try if you've never tried it. It is a little more complex. Like I said, make sure your core is extremely tight. That way you're not falling all over the place or having to focus on balancing. You want to be able to really focus on your glutes. The next exercise we're doing are frog pumps, and they are similar to glute bridges, but you are going to be placing your feet and heels together. And this is very important to find where it's comfortable for you. You may have to put your feet out further than what I'm doing or bring them in. It's totally up to your flexibility and capability, so make sure you feel what's comfortable. If your hip flexors aren't as flexible, just like mine, you probably will have a similar placement with your feet like me. But where I love frog pumps as opposed to the regular standard glute bridge, which I do those as well, but I really feel like this one is so nice because by placing your feet and heels together, you're eliminating any involvement with your hamstrings and lower back. So this makes this a very isolating exercise for your glutes, and you can really feel this one, and it's so effective with no weight at all. So if you have not been doing frog pumps, and if you haven't included them, you can do them for activating exercises. You can also do them for a burnout at the end. They're just a really good body weight exercise, and they're super effective. Next exercise we're going to be doing is glute bridge, but variation. So this is a really good way to fix like glute imbalances, because we're going to be focusing on one glute at a time, either your right or your left. And what I like to do is glute bridge with a rock. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to contract one glute harder than the other, and it's going to make that hip come up slightly. Watching this back, I've seen that I was swaying a little bit too much. You don't even want to sway that much. You really want to be bringing your hip up as opposed to rocking side to side. As for the marching variation of glute bridges, all you're doing is going to be lifting one leg up and vice versa. I really love doing these type of variations with the glute bridge because you're independently working out each glute. Like I said, not only does it help with imbalances, which are a lot more common than what people think, but because you're spending a lot of time under tension, it really does activate your glutes. Last but not least, we have fire hydrants and glute kickbacks or donkey kicks. So you could add a band in with all of these exercises I've shown you today. I wanted to keep it without bands today because I want to make it available for everybody. I know some people just don't have resistance bands at home. So yeah, the fire hydrant and glute kickback, pretty simple, but you just want to make sure that you keep your back straight and also just squeeze both of your glutes, not just the working leg, but the one that you're resting on as well. It's going to complete. I didn't want to do too many exercises. I wanted to do the ones that I really love to do. So you guys let me know down below if you guys enjoyed the glute activation explanation and exercises, and I will see you guys in my next video.